Have you ever felt the chill of a hidden truth, like prospectors in the California gold rush, digging through frozen earth for a fortune that could redeem or ruin them? In Golden Kamuy Season 5, Episode 1, released on January 5, 2026, we plunge into the final arc's icy grip, where survival clashes with greed in post-war Hokkaido. The wind howls like a wolf's call, carrying the metallic scent of blood and the earthy whisper of Ainu legends, foreshadowing battles over identity and sacrifice. It's like stepping into the tense saloons of old Western films, where outlaws eye each other across the room. I was hooked by its raw energy, not blasting everything at once, but teasing a storm. What buried scars drive these hunters? You'll feel the pull, heart pounding, needing to watch to unearth the gold yourself. Imagine racing through snow-dusted streets like in a classic chase from The Great Escape, where every corner hides an ally or enemy. Building from Season 4's revelations about Asurpa's past and the gold's deadly pull, this episode shifts to Sapporo, a bustling city alive with reunion and rivalry. Sugimoto's group tracks an escaped killer, their path crossing with shadowy scouts and rival gangs, all drawn like moths to a flame. A tense pursuit spills into a fancy restaurant, echoing crowded showdowns in The Godfather, where words cut deeper than knives. But who strikes first? The episode builds quietly, ending on an edge that leaves you breathless, tasting the fear of betrayal, curious if old bonds hold or snap. You're in the thick of it. Will the hunt claim them all? This opener propels the narrative forward by reuniting fractured groups in Sapporo, much like how the Revenant thrusts survivors into harsh new terrains. Key revelations peek through. Hints at the killer's twisted motives tie back to the gold's curse, with a twist in alliances that shocks like a hidden ambush. Pacing is deliberate, blending calm city vibes with sudden bursts, creating dramatic balance without overwhelming. A cliffhanger looms, suspending fates in midair. Fans often puzzle over the escaped prisoner's true role. Is he pawn or predator? Manga chapters 245 to 247 clarify. Weichi Keiji, Butaru the Pirate in some translations, is a cunning manipulator from earlier arcs, his water-based quirk adding layers to escapes, rooted in historical pirate lore. This sheds light on why factions converge, enriching the anime's hunt without spoiling the chase. You're left wondering, how deep does the deception run? Sugimoto's wounds from war fester visibly, his immortal grit masking a deeper ache for redemption, like soldiers in Saving Private Ryan haunted by loss. His choices surprise, showing growth in restraint amid chaos. Asurpa's quiet wisdom shines, her motivations tied to cultural roots, transforming from guide to guardian. Hijikata's aged cunning feels consistent yet evolved, driven by legacy. Tsurumi's scouts add psychological edge, their hidden scars fueling ruthless ambition. Ashiyama's brute force hides vulnerability, his dialogue raw and revealing. You feel their burdens, as if your own regrets echo theirs. What would you risk for a lost dream? Survival versus greed pulses here, like in the Klondike gold rush where hope turned to despair. It manifests in Sugimoto's pursuit. Power tempts, but sacrifice demands soul-searching. Do you claim gold or honor? Morality blurs in confined clashes, questioning if ends justify bloody means, reminiscent of ethical dilemmas in World War I trenches. Hope flickers against despair in cultural ties, provoking, in a fractured world, what defines home? These weave into choices, pulling you in. Does your path lead to light or shadow? Sapporo blooms as a vibrant hub, blending Japanese modernity with Ainu echoes, like historical ports in Pirates of the Caribbean. New lore on escaped convicts and faction rules complicates the gold hunt, enriching the universe with real Meiji-era tensions. Sharp as a bayonet, the script mixes humor and menace, lines like whispered threats in a poker game carrying foreshadowing weight. No cliches, it's impactful, resonating like Lincoln's speeches on unity amid division. Imagine tense banter in a packed eatery. You're at the table, ears perked, suspense building. What unsaid words ignite the fire? Animation flows with brains-based polish, art direction capturing Sapporo's glow against shadowy pursuits. Colors shift from warm restaurant ambers to cold street blues, symbolizing fragile peace. Fluid movement in chases heightens impact, beauty meaning vulnerability here, like fleeting snowflakes. Direction uses tight angles in the restaurant, composing shots like a pressure cooker, editing rhythms syncing with rising heartbeats to amplify tension. The soundtrack haunts like a distant drum, elevating reunions with epic swells. Motifs crescendo in pursuits, etching into memory. Silence screams and stares, louder than gunfire. Voice acting breathes life. Chikahiro Kobayashi's Sugimoto tremors with intensity, embodying war-torn soul. Haruka Shiraishi's Asurpa adds youthful depth. Standouts like Kenjiro Suda's Ogata, if involved, chill with timbre. You're enveloped, voices stirring your own emotions. This episode stirred exhilaration and dread in me, like standing on a battlefield's edge, wind carrying echoes of lost comrades. Moments spark wonder in cultural glimpses, scar with betrayal's sting. The pivotal clash feels like destinies colliding, a breaking point reshaping alliances, akin to pivotal turns in the American Civil War. It echoes universal queries. What price for identity? You're there, pulse racing. Will hope endure the storm? Pacing might feel slow to some, like a drawn-out stakeout, but reframe it. It's intentional, mirroring life's building tensions. Complexity in factions could confuse, yet it's thematic, deepening immersion. I didn't love minor animation hitches in crowds, but they serve raw realism. Overall, appreciation outweighs. Strong in heart, flaws fuel authenticity. Episode 1 triumphs in tension, character soul, and cultural depth, with pacing as a slight drag, yet it nails goals, launching the finale with fire. I think it succeeds brilliantly, but what if this reunion unearths a truth that shatters everything? Watching isn't optional. It's your call to the wild, the next dig in your quest for meaning. Dare you follow?